En los jóvenes conocidos como los Dreamers, veo las mismas cualidades que Michelle y yo tratamos de inculcar en nuestras hijas. Respetan a sus padres, estudian para superarse y quieren aportar al único país que conocen y aman. Como padre, me inspiran. Y como presidente, su valentía me ha hecho recordar que ningún obstáculo es muy grande, ningún camino muy largo.
Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. The ratchet refuse of the teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, the tempest tossed to me. I lift my lamb beside the golden door.
The American dream, to me personally, has to do a lot with opportunity.
Whatever it is that makes a person happy. The American dream is the house, the great job, the 2.5 kids with the dog and the white picket fence.
Mexico is home to over 117 million people. Undocumented Mexican immigrants make up 60% of the U.S. immigrant population.
Because I think essentially people come to this country because there's opportunities here that are unavailable in Mexico.
It's the story that drew so many of your ancestors here, that America's a place where you can make it if you try.
I think sometimes people forget that poverty in the U.S. is different from poverty in a third world country.
I think the other important thing to realize is that our own immigration policies have created this problem of undocumented immigration.
And migration in itself, we make it seem like it is a really big problem, but only about 1% of the global population migrate.
And for many, it represented the end of a long and arduous journey. They'd finally arrived in a place where they believed anything was possible. And for some, it also represented the beginning of a new struggle against prejudice in a country that didn't always treat its immigrants fairly or afford them the same rights as everybody else.
I think there's a variety of reasons that Mexicans choose to leave Mexico. I think undocumented immigrant population has felt forced out either because of the complete lack of opportunity in Mexico or because of violence.
Because I think essentially people come to this country because there's opportunities here that are unavailable in Mexico.
There's an urge to support their families, to be able to provide a living. I think that's, all of those are reasons why people come here. It makes sense for there to be a protection of our borders and a protection of our populace through deportation. The unfortunate thing is that now we've expanded things like the types of crimes that can count. So now something like shoplifting could actually get you deported even if you've been here for 40 years.
We tend to think of deportation as a return home, but it really is not, because a lot of these people have lived here for many years. Some people have grown up here. They were brought here as babies. They don't know the language of the country from where their parents are. They don't know the economy. They can't get jobs. They are not competitive there, and they can be heavily discriminated.
part of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
We have about 48 flights a week from various parts of the United States. They are not U.S. citizens. They never came through a port of entry and checked in with us. And that visa expired and they didn't leave.
So we're creating a lot more problems by deporting people than we are solving. Deportation is not a deterrent. People, and we know that because people who get deported enter again and again. Like, there are people who have been deported multiple times.
Really think of as a minor crime or a minor violation. There are all sorts of these types of ways that we've used deportation that I think have made it very unjust.
Deportation is unjust. It is very unfair. It severs people's ties to family members and friends here. And the studies show that the presence of immigrants actually improves the economy because immigration creates demand in itself.
That we're proposing would boost our economy and shrink our deficits. Independent economists have said that if the Senate bill became law over the next 2 decades, our economy would grow by $1.4 trillion more, and it would reduce our deficits by $850 billion more.
And we don't realize that bringing in more people in areas that are becoming depopulated can actually revive the economy.
Because they're here. I mean, the reality is they are here. They're working, you know, like whether or not you see it on a piece of paper doesn't mean that they don't exist.
But when it comes to immigration reform, we have to have the confidence to believe we can get this done, and we should get it done. And by the way, most Americans agree.